on these check valves, you have a air cushion cylinder, and that's what's mounted on the side. That's what's helping keep these from slamming. So that's what this whole assembly is on the side. You do have your data tag on top. Same thing as those. The only thing they need is this 9 million part number. It does tell you other information about this valve itself, but that's the only number they will need if you ever need parts or service or any type of assistance. On these, you have this cushion that has 2 fills here. They do say oil, but they're not actually filled with oil. They are just air. Now, every 6 months, you can come by and put a couple drops of oil in there. It just keeps it lubed, but they don't fill it up with oil. It's all air in there. On the bottom section, you'll have a little turn knob right here. That's the speed control for these. So sometimes you may have to let it open up so it closes a little bit faster, or close it slower. So when you pull it up, you'll hear it. You can see how it kind of bounces, goes down, and slowly closes. So there's differences between it actually slamming closed and closing hard. If it's slamming closed, it's pretty much when that pump shuts off, it just drops and it slams. That's how you know something in here is not working properly. Either the seals have gone out or this speed control is opened all the way up. So someone may walk by, turned it, opened it up. So check that and see if that's actually closed off and it's still doing it, then most likely the seal has failed in there. As far as closing hard, normally how this one had it slowly went, it'd be right at the end and then you'll hear it drop real hard. That's closing hard. You can kind of fine tune it with that adjuster down there, let it close a little bit quicker or slower, just kind of fine tuning it. But that's all it is, it's a little turn knob and you can turn that. And in the O&M it does specify, there's I think it's 10W20 or 30, it uses a couple drops, or you can use WD-40. Either one, just a little spray in there. And then you have these pins on the top and the bottom of these, the actual cylinder. Just squirt a little bit in there just to keep it lubed as it's moving. So these, they open and they close. This weight, you can adjust it. Sometimes you have to go slide it out further to get a little bit more weight on to close it. Once we actually run these pumps today, I'll adjust that as need be, but you just have to loosen this screw right here on top, slide it, tighten back down. It's kind of a trial and error. You just kind of adjust it as you need be. Sometimes if you go too far out, it closes it too quickly or too hard, and you can get that slamming right there at close. But preventative maintenance, that's pretty much all you have to do is just put that oil in there every 6 months and then spray it. And these little caps, they literally just twist off of there. And don't lose them, because that's kind of how they bleed the air off, so don't do too fast. But if you do lose it, you can get replacements. O&M has the breakdown of it, and you can get replacements. But if that whole assembly gets broke off the sides, then it's going to push the air in too quickly or push it out, and then you will get slammed. So it's very important that nothing's broke outside and that cap stays on there. But I wish they didn't put oil on the top, because then people do try to fill them with oil and it don't work. So let's see. On these, there is no monitoring, nothing. You're not getting any gauges, nothing. So you won't have any type of signals or anything like that on these. There's stuff that can be added to these if you wanted to know when it was fully closed. You can put limit switches on the side so it hits and makes contact when it closes, but these do not have it. So I guess the only thing you would probably get is if, I'm assuming this monitoring pressure, you may get a failure on pressure or something's wrong with your pressure, and you can maybe see, oh, this check valve didn't open up. There may be something wrong with the check valve, it may not be. Same thing as these though, there's trash can get caught in that seat. It can damage if it's left there. So just grab that arm. Once this piping's full, you're probably not going to pull that up. But once the pump's running and moving flow, you can just pull it all the way up, let it blow it through and clean it out. But if for some reason you need to open it and the pump won't run or whatever, you can take a 2x4 or anything like that, just stick underneath this arm and pry it up. You're not going to tear nothing up. That's what we do in the field when they get stuck. We just pry them up and get them free. Because these valves, plug valves, any type of valve, like I say, if it just sits and doesn't get operated for a while, it can get stuck. Typically, I mean, as long as they're operated once a month, you're normally okay, but sometimes I'll go on the valves that sit there for 6 months or so, never been operated, and it does not move. So then you have to do that. So you're not going to tear anything up, just sticking a board there, pry it, pull it up. I wouldn't suggest putting an overhead crane and pulling it. Because if it takes that to move it, then you probably have a problem. Something may be backflow and got stuck in there, then I would probably stop. But other than that, there's not much to these. So any questions on these valves? Like I said, this one and that one, they're identical. They're going to be the same.